Hello everyone and welcome on Be Successful, your favorite development channel. The place you always leave smarter than you came. In our last survey, the community decided with a majority of 51% that our next subject should be about compound interest. Our community is very important to us and we thank you for taking part on our survey. Therefore, we've prepared a video about it. Albert Einstein once described compound interest as the eighth wonder of the world, saying, "He who understands it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays for it." Compound interest is when the interest one earns on a principal balance is reinvested and generates additional interest. Warren Buffett calls it the most important factor in successful investing. Even better, every single investor can profit from man's greatest invention, not just geniuses or billionaires. The compound interest effect refers to the snowball of money that grows on your behalf when you reinvest your interest. Interest on interest on interest, or dividend, payment you put to work in the market today will generate more interest for you tomorrow. That's because your interest also earns interest. And the longer you give your interest to pile up, the mightier your snowball becomes. Let's look at a practical example to illustrate the compound interest effect. If you invest $10,000 at a 5% rate of return, then you will earn $16,288.95 over 10 years, not just $15,000. The compound interest effect creates an extra $1,288.95 that you would not have earned if you had just spent the interest every year. The effect becomes more powerful over time. Imagine that an investor, we'll call him John, he wants to save up a retirement fund of £100,000 by the time he retires at age 65. The chart shows how much John needs to put away to reach his goal, depending on how soon he starts saving. We assume an annual growth rate of 5%, which is quite conservative by the standards of the last 40 years. The key takeaway is that the longer compound interest gets to work its magic, the less John needs to pay in himself. If John does nothing until age 60, then he needs to find a whopping £1,468.64 per month to hit his target. There is little time for compound interest to help his cause. But if some smart relative or parent starts saving for John from the day he is born, then only £17.77 needs to be found a month. A small amount for John to save himself once he starts earning. Even if John waits until age 25, then he need only put aside a modest £67.18 per month to reach £100,000 by 65. The difference in required savings between each of the start dates is how much of the £100,000 is taken care of by your accumulating interest payments. Even small contributions can snowball if compound interest is given enough time to generate its own momentum. Let your money do the work, and if you start early enough, then compound interest payments will eventually surpass the amount of money that you pay in. Small steps can make a big difference in developing the financial well-being of ordinary people. This includes actions taken with respect to basic financial practices such as budgeting, banking, and borrowing. Think long-term. Successful investing is a decades-long venture. It is not timing the market that matters, but, rather, time in the market. Follow a dollar-cost averaging strategy by investing regular amounts at regular time intervals. Small amount of money can make a difference if we analyze the impact in the long term. Whether you invest, cut down on expenses, pay life insurance, or increase the repayment on your loan, the impact is massive. Therefore, the impact of small steps and consistency on money management is very big. Returning to our John example, you can see how much of his £100,000 target comes from compound interest, the orange bar, versus paid in savings, the white bar. John would only need to save £13,856.99 over the course of his life to hit £100,000 if those kindly relatives get him going as a newborn. In this scenario, John's interest payments are 6.2 times greater than his actual paid in savings. Compound interest does the vast majority of the work, bringing home £86,143 and 1 penny without John having to lift a finger. The 25-year-old John is in a comfortable position as well. About 2/3 of his £100,000 comes from interest payments. He only has to personally find £32,245 and 83 pence. An early start benefits you in the long run. The earlier you can start saving, the more compound interest will do the heavy lifting for you. It's one of the most valuable yet underestimated factors in an investor's long-term plan because its effect is relatively imperceptible at first. Compound interest is the financial equivalent of the old Chinese saying, "The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones." The greater your return on investment, the more powerful the compound interest effect becomes, which is why it's best leveraged by reinvesting the profits you make in the stock market. Even small monthly contributions will be sufficient to save £100,000 and more over time. Monthly saving is made easy when you use ETF saving plans. They enable you to invest a regular amount into a diversified basket of stocks, such as an MSCI World ETF. Before we go further, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. But how to calculate periodic compounding? The total accumulated value, including the principal sum P plus compounded interest I, is given by the formula, where A is the final amount, P is the original principal sum, R is the nominal annual interest rate, N is the compounding frequency, T is the overall length of time the interest is applied, expressed using the same time units as R, usually years. For example, suppose a principal amount of $1,500 is deposited in a bank paying an annual interest rate of 4.3%, compounded quarterly. Then the balance after 6 years is found by using the formula above, with P equals 1,500, R equals 0.043, 4.3%, N equals 4, and T equals 6. So the amount A after 6 years is approximately $1,938.84. Subtracting the original principal from this amount gives the amount of interest received. $1,938.84 to $1,500 equals $438.84. Now you could easily calculate by yourself the compound interest for different strategies you would like to apply. If the calculation gets too complicated, there are plenty of apps or websites that will automatically do the calculation for you. Let us know in the comments below if you liked the video. Until next time, take care of your money.